Good morning, friends, and welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. I can't believe that we're on, the 11th of December already. My mind can't comprehend how fast this month is going. So anyway, I did wake up slightly early-ish today to peek out the window because last night it was kind of meant to snow-ish. So I wasn't sure if that was gonna happen. So I think I got out of bed about 8, peeked out the window, saw no snow whatsoever, and just climbed back right into bed. But I do have my Let It Snow Snoopy jumper on this morning. So yeah. Oh, also, a little update. We have normal nails again. I managed to soak off most of the nail polish. As long as you don't look too near, then they're a bit rough. But yeah, that was a successful thing ticked off my list. This will be a very quiet day. It's going to be very much a slow Sunday. Not for the past few weeks I've been having my breakfast and watching TV, but I would love to get back into the routine of reading again. So I think I'm going to read one of my Agatha Christie books. I'll show you in a moment. It's full of like short stories, so I think that that's quite a good way to get back into the flow of reading again. Anyway, it is time to open Advent tea. Hang on. Wow, we're on the second string already. So this is going to be a black tea today. Let's have a look at the list. So today's tea is the Yunnan jig, which sounds a little bit like a dance. I can't wait to try it. Okay, so I'm gonna go make myself a cup of this, and I'm also going to make some cereal and read my book for a little while. And normally, with it being a Sunday, I would be at church, but church it's not taking place today. I think it's online because yesterday they had a carol service, which I did really want to go to, and normally I'm not someone, you're not going to think this because I never went to dinner in Berwick by myself either. So you might not believe me, but normally I don't mind doing stuff by myself. I would be quite happy I've been to the cinema by myself. I have been to dinner by myself before. I've been to, new churches by myself, but for some reason, with it being the carol service and none of my friends could make it, I just didn't really feel like going. And plus it was about an hour's walk, or maybe like half an hour on the bus, in the dark, and I didn't make it. Even though I actually was really looking forward to it, but that's the reason I'm not at church today, with it being a Sunday. So I'm hoping at some point to tune in to the online service or watch, another service of some kind. Anyway, let's go make some tea. So this is the book I'll be reading this morning. I have just started it, so I've just read the foreword, and it's about Hercule Poirot's sort of approach to retirement, and he's only going to accept 12 more cases, and they have to be really special, significant ones. So that's what I'll be reading. So I've finally hung up another Christmas decoration. It's only taken me since like Wednesday. Let me pop the big light on to show you properly. My Grand's advent calendar is up in my flat. I'm so excited to have it up, and I love, this seems perfect, this little space for it. So Today is the 11th. Wait, just to, if you did watch a few videos ago, I mentioned that I love it because my grandmother, actually there's a little mistake here. So this is actually number 9, although it's number 6 because there's number 6. So I just love that little mistake that she made. Okay, number 11. There you go. Nothing on the back today. Just editing yesterday's vlog, and now I'm gonna go and make some French toast, I think, for lunch. Hello friends! Welcome to a different room. I realised that I never film in any other room pretty much other than the living room. So welcome to my humble, tiny little bedroom. I don't know if you can see, I don't think you can, but I actually have my tartan blanket on the bed because it has been so cold as of late. So cold. I think the real feel, you know, like feels like temperature last night, or I can't remember, the last time I looked at the weather forecast it was like -4 or 5, which is pretty cold for us. I know Canadians, or if you're from Norway or you know anywhere like that, you'll be chuckling because that's probably spring to you. But it is pretty cold for Edinburgh. Anyway, I thought that it would be nice to sit down and have a little chat with you and do a teeny weeny little haul of the things that I ended up buying in Berwick. And I have been meaning to do this since I got back on sort of Thursday. I thought I would do it on Friday, never managed it. I thought I would do it yesterday, never managed it. So I thought I can't really put it off any longer if I did want to share it. And I think I did show quite a bit of what I did buy in the video itself, but I thought it would be just nice to sit down and have a little chat. So, shall we begin? So, on the Thursday, the first place that I went to was Slightly Foxed. I was there the day before, but there were quite a few people in and it was quite hard to have a look because it's quite a small shop and you had to keep squeezing past people, and I'm a really strange shopper. I love to do like loops of the shop a few times and then I sort of figure out what I want to buy rather than like start in one place and slowly go around the shop. That doesn't seem to be how I shop. So anyway, I went back the next day, it was really quiet, and this was a book that I had seen on the day before that I was already considering getting. It's a Daphne du Maurier, and if you've been watching my videos since sort of lockdown times, I don't know if you remember, I used to sit in my parents' hut in the garden because it was quiet and I could film sort of privately and sort of chat about the books that I'd been reading, and I'm sure I would have mentioned Daphne du Maurier quite a lot because I'm a big fan. She's probably one of the authors other than Agatha Christie that I've read the most books of. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I've definitely heard of The House on the Strand, but I've never read it. And it's quite an interesting sort of summary. I was sort of debating. The reason being that I haven't read a sort of Daphne du Maurier book in a while is that I read her book that she co-wrote with somebody. I can't remember who it was, but basically he started writing the book and very sadly passed away, and his daughter had Daphne finish the book, and it was called Castle Door, and I did not like it, strongly did not enjoy it, really had to force myself to finish it, and I couldn't really even tell you now what it was about. Really not my cup of tea. So I had to take a little pause from reading her books after that one. It wasn't anything to do with her, I think the story just really wasn't for me. So The House in the Strand, let's have a little read. So it says, at a crossroads in his life, Dick Young agrees to experiment with a new drug his friend Magnus is developing, a drug that offers him an extraordinary escape route from his own unsatisfactory world. So he's transported to the 14th century. Dick witnesses the vivid life of the Cornish manor of Tywardreath. That's definitely not how you pronounce that. So then there's a lot of like drama, and he resents more and more the time he must spend in the modern world. So when I read that, I was very intrigued by a time-travelling Daphne du Maurier book, because in general my favourite ones are Rebecca. Amazing book. If you're looking for a book recommendation from me, I will always recommend Rebecca. It's a real sort of page-turner. I also really enjoyed Jamaica Inn, and the TV show was also really good. I can't remember, it was like BBC or ITV, I seem to think. And then Frenchman's Creek I also really enjoyed. My Cousin Rachel less so. Maybe it's one of those books that when I read it in the future I'll appreciate it more, but at the time didn't love that one either, even though that's a really popular one. Anyway, that was the first book I picked up, and they gave me a little bookmark, which I always appreciate whenever a bookshop gives you a bookmark. I love this slightly foxed but well read. I think that's so fun. So really pleased to have got a bookmark. So that was the first book I picked up at Slightly Foxed, and then I went on further into the shop. There was just so many. They had Ian Fleming books, like old ones, which was really interesting to me. Then they had lots of like gardening and cookbooks, all the different genres, and they had a little sort of faith corner as well. So I ended up picking up a book of Psalms, or Psalms, depending how you pronounce it. And I just love a little bit of backstory, so for each psalm it has a little summary at the beginning of it, and I thought that was really interesting. So that was something I picked up and looking forward to sort of reading as well. Then, oh, that was it. I think that's all I got from Slightly Foxed. The next place, the next shop I headed to after that, I think we went to Northern Edge Coffee together. I'm talking about me and you. And then after that we went to Artisans at Serendipity, I think, where I left my gloves, and they're very kindly sending them to me. Very grateful. So when I was in there, I loved that shop. If you're in the Berwick area and you've never been in, I would highly recommend it. Just so many different talented artists. There was a beautiful, there was a lady who creates beautiful wool, like knitted goods. I think she did scarves, maybe hats, like little hand warmers. It was beautiful quality, like just so talented. And so I couldn't really decide what to get. In the end, I went for this lovely, it's a card, but I'm thinking I'll frame it. Here it is. I think they're called lino prints. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's called. I'm just going to open up, hang on, the package to find the artist's name. So that's the little business card, and it says Field Fair Prints. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm a little unsure what I want to buy for the flat art, like art-wise. Otherwise I would have gone and got one of the bigger prints, or not prints, pieces of art, because each one of these is stamped. At first I thought that the cards were maybe, you know, printed from the original, but each one was slightly different. Some of them, the blue was less faded, was more faded, others, the sort of the man or the person and the dogs was a little bit more patchy. So each one had been hand printed, I believe, you know, like stamped, or I don't know how they do it, but I was really impressed. So that was just £3 for this lovely original card, which I'm planning on maybe framing. And then from there, where did we go? I went back to Puddles, one of my favourite shops I visited when I was in Berwick. The owner, I believe her name is I think it might be Abby. She was so sweet, and her dog Shakira was the sweetest. Oh, so sweet. Such a beautiful shop. She'd started off selling sort of beautiful handcrafted artisan umbrellas. I think made in the UK, really beautiful quality. She showed me them, so that's where she started off, so that's where her name came from. And then from there she's become a gift shop, just making sure we're still recording. Yeah. So now she's a gift shop selling a wide variety of things, a lot of Christmas. There was like wreaths and cards, lovely cushions, chocolates, jewellery, the whole shebang. So if you're in, or if you're going to Berwick, highly recommend Puddles as well. They're moving 2 doors down, I believe, to a bigger unit, so that'd be really exciting to see what they end up doing with that space as well. So there were so many things I could have got in that shop, so many things, from jewellery, as I mentioned, even for myself, beautiful mugs. I loved one of their cushions. Oh, so many lovely things. I ended up getting a little souvenir, and it's this wax melt, and it's Berwick Whispers, and it smells, hang on, it smells like eucalyptus, sandalwood and musk, and it's by the Aromatary and Puddles, made in Northumberland. So I just thought that was a really lovely little souvenir. Oh, it smells good. They had quite a few different ones, but yeah, I was really pleased with this, just as a little, you know, memento. And then I think when I first went into the shop, she was offering out free sample chocolates. Of course, I was tempted, so I took one of the samples, and it was really good. It was white chocolate. Normally I'm more of a dark chocolate person. And this is by the Choco Lovelies, and they're white chocolate puddles, and she'd mentioned that she'd seen these in a shop and just had to have them because her shop is called Puddles, the chocolate is called Puddles. So yeah, and it's got crushed cacao nibs as well on top of it as sort of a little added decoration. So yeah, when I was at the till, I just couldn't resist getting these, and they're made in the Scottish borders, and if I'm not wrong, it says somewhere, yeah, handmade in my home kitchen using the finest quality Belgian chocolate from a sustainable source. So yeah, I'm excited to have these. At the time, I'm still not sure, I might add these into a friend's present. I've thought about eating them an awful lot, so I might have to get her something else in the end. But originally I did buy them with the thought of adding them on as a little present. I feel there's a theme here with my videos. I always buy things with good intentions to give them to friends or loved ones, and I ended up just keeping them. So anyway, that's what I got from Puddles. And then the last shop, on my way to the station, you head kind of further out of the high street area, and you go up, I can't remember what street it's on, but I went into EDINBURGH, and this is potentially my most exciting purchase from the whole trip, because, you know, I've mentioned it quite a lot even in this video that I am an Agatha Christie fan. I love reading her books, I love the characters Poirot and Miss Marple, and I also really enjoy her standalone novels. Clue. So when I was in Slightly Foxed, I was looking for their sort of Agatha Christie books, and she said that when they come in, they just sort of fly out the door. I think they maybe had 2 copies, one of, I think, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and maybe another one that I already had. So that was fine. I ended up with 2 other books I'm really looking forward to reading. So when I went into Berridin, I wasn't really expecting to see any of her books either, but they had a whole shelf. I'm pretty sure I showed this in the video. It was like a whole row of Agatha books, and this particular one caught my attention. First of all, because it's called Destination Unknown, and that is not a familiar title to me whatsoever. Then when I pulled it out, the front cover is so interesting. It's not at all what I would picture for an Agatha Christie front cover at all. It's so different, it's very psychedelic. I just love it, and it's one of the standalone ones. It's, shall I read you the blurb as well? Hilary Craven had finished with life, so when she was invited to impersonate the dead wife of a vanished nuclear scientist, she finds herself caught up in a unique organisation which arranges the escape of scientific geniuses to a destination unknown. Very mysterious. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this. I don't, like right now I'm tempted just to start it rather than continue with the Labours of Hercules, but I really should wait until I finish one book and continue another. But this is very exciting, and it's by the publisher Fontana Books as well. I just feel that the vintage books or retro books had much more interesting covers. I think this is really cool. So I'm, as you can tell, thrilled with this particular purchase. And then I paid for it and was heading out the door when I spotted something else that I think my mum would quite like, so I bought that for her, a little Christmas present. So if you're watching this video, Mum, please stop here now because I'm going to show what I ended up getting. My mum quite likes brooches. She likes to wear them on her jumpers or scarves. So when I saw this one, I just thought it was really lovely. The colour was really eye-catching, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with it. It's a lovely little vintage brooch. Hopefully that showed up. I don't know if I need to come a little closer. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this find, and I hope that she'll like it. Right, next one. Okay, so that was all I got in Berwick actually. And then I came back to Edinburgh. Was it yesterday or the day before? I went out to run some errands. The day before, so Friday, I came back. I went out to run some errands and naturally popped into another charity shop, and I ended up picking another Agatha Christie book. It's getting a little bit embarrassing, but I couldn't resist. Not super exciting, but I got 5 Little Pigs and quite a nice front cover as well. So I got this book. I don't know, do you want the synopsis? Maybe I'll give you a quick one. The jingle ran constantly through Poirot's mind. Caroline Crane was convicted of murdering her husband, but there were 5 other suspects. Who was Caroline Crane guilty, or one of the little pigs? So yeah, it's a Poirot mystery. Quite pleased with that. And then the last shop I visited on the way home, I went to get eggs, and I ended up spotting a pair of earrings that I think my mum will also really like. So wait, where have I put them? There we go. In case you're wondering why I buy lots of things from charity shops for my mum, is that she's quite a tricky person to buy for. She isn't the sort of candle, flowers, you know, scarf. She does like scarves, but she's quite particular. But she loves really interesting pieces from charity shops, so like brooches, old jewellery, or like, you know, old silk scarves. So that's the kind of thing that she appreciates. So just in case you're thinking, why am I always buying second-hand presents for my mum? It's because she likes them. So I got this pair of little glass earrings. Hopefully they're showing up okay. And she has quite a few jumpers that is this colour, so I think that she will get good use out of these as well. I'll get a little box to put them in and wrap them up nicely and yeah, clean them all up, etc. So yeah, I think I've been talking for 17 minutes. Oh goodness me. So yeah, thanks so much for watching today's Vlogmas. I'm going to go and finish editing this video and yesterday's, and hopefully maybe have them both up by tonight. I think that's quite ambitious, but we'll see. And do a little bit of work on the project, from the Berwick project. I need to edit the photos and put them together into stories and do captions and all that jazz. So that's what I'll be doing with the rest of my Sunday. But I hope that you all have a wonderful start to your week, and thanks so much as ever for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you watching, and your comments and likes and messages just really makes my day. So thank you so much, and take care, friends. Bye!